Even when I'm not creating content and I'm not recording things, I am not present because I'm thinking I should be recording this. I see something and I'm like, oh my God, like sometimes I feel like, is it real? Did I really see this? Because I didn't take a picture, because I didn't show everybody, because I didn't get everybody's opinion. Like it gets weird.
We know they won't get you like I will. My only wish is I die real, cause that truth hurts and those lies heal. And you can't sleep thinking that he lies still, so you cry still. Tears all in a pillowcase. Big girls all get a little taste out, pushing me away so I give her space out. Dealing with a heart that I didn't break. I'll be there for you, I will care for you. I keep thinking you just don't know. Trying to run from that, say you're done with that. On your face, girl, it just don't show.
Yeah! Welcome back to another YouTube video. It's your girl, Leariellesimone, and today I want to talk about why I am deactivating my social media channels. It's time. I have been on social media for 12 years and I've been getting paid consistently for the last 4 to 5 years. So after COVID, my social channel started to blow up. I used to be a fashion model and then a personal trainer. And then from a personal trainer, we went into holistic nutrition, and it was nice. It's been nice. It's been beautiful and it's been rewarding. But I am realizing that it's taking such a heavy toll on my physical health, my emotional health, and most importantly, my mental health. And when things take a toll on your mental and your emotional health, it messes with your gut, your nervous system, your central nervous system, things like that. And ultimately, it's starting to really take a toll on my self-esteem. I don't think that it's normal to be consistently perceived, consistently seen, things like that. So this is not going to be like a anti-social media, I hate social media. It's more about stepping into loving myself again, getting back to what's important to me, understanding my why as to why I show up to social media, as to why I'm here in the first place, and what am I ultimately doing. So over the weekend, I went to Houston, and Houston was amazing. I went to see Kate Renata. It was so nice. I went to see Kate Renata. It was really, really, really beautiful. I finished 75 hard maybe about a month ago. So I just recently kind of picked back up with like drinking alcohol and things like that. And I messed around and finished the majority of a wine bottle by myself. And I don't want to say I crashed out, but I crashed out. I'm gonna be honest with you, I crashed out a little bit. I don't even know if I'm fully ready to talk about this part. I am dating someone. I really like someone, and I just started arguing with them. And have y'all ever been into an argument with someone and right afterwards you realize, I got a lot of healing to do. Like I kind of crashed out, and like it just doesn't feel good when in real time you can recognize just how not damaged that you are, but just how much more further you have to go along your healing journey. And that's where I'm at with this. So I think that this was like the trigger for me to really focus on healing. And I realized like right before this, I was in a 6-year relationship, and right before that was a 3-year one. And right before that was a 5-year one. So I have been a perpetual dater. I've always been in a relationship. This is like my first year ever in my life being single. So I'm like, who is she? Who am I uninterrupted? Who am I when I don't have any distractions? Who am I when I can just focus on myself? Who am I? Who am I? What is it that I love? What is it that I like to do? What is it that's important to me? What is my sense of morale? What is most meaningful to me in this season? And these are such big, loaded questions to ask yourself, but I've been asking myself these questions, especially since moving abroad. And I'm just like, what is most important to me? And I'm realizing it now. I'm definitely realizing it now, because now that I'm 33, I'm also recognizing like what I don't like, what I do like, what is most fulfilling to me. And I'm realizing like, I just don't know if it's social media, and maybe I need to like pivot the way I'm looking at social media. Maybe I need to just start looking at it more as like a tool, more as something that's going to allow me to have access to all of my supporters. But right now it feels like it's doing a lot more taking than giving, and I need to just take a step back. And this will be my first time ever taking a break from social media. Can you believe it? We don't have a jacuzzi. It's not funny, but yeah, so this is going to be my first time ever taking a break from social media. And I'm scared. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm scared. This is my bread and my butter. This is how I make money. I just got a new management team. I'm terrified. I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to make money? What's going to go on? Blah, blah, blah. But I also recognize, like, if I'm moving in alignment and I'm moving in purpose and I'm moving in flow and I'm doing what's most meaningful for me and I'm stepping into my purpose, what could go wrong, really? And I don't know, the way I just feel about the universe, I just feel like everything is always working in our favor, even when it feels like it's not. Low key, time is going to show us that it was. So I'm real big in believing that this is all like lining up for me in a very serendipitous and organic way. But I just feel like I need to take a little break. And ideally, I would love the break to be 3 months. I would love the break to be as long as possible, honestly. But realistically, I spoke to my mom today and she was just like, girl, 2 things can exist. You can take a break and you can also go hard. She was basically just saying you can be more present and take your moments to just pause, but also show up with a lot more intention. So I think that's exactly what I'm going to start stepping into and start doing. Because right now, if I'm being completely honest, sometimes I feel like I'm a little irresponsible on my platform. I have almost 60K on Instagram. I have over 100K on TikTok and Twitter, and I have over 11K on Threads. But I will say I am spread thin. I'm spread thin. When I tell y'all, I'm on every single social media platform. So I don't know if you're trying to be a content creator or you just want to understand what the journey is like or whatever it is as to why you came to this video. But I am telling you right now, being on every social media platform and consistently being perceived can take such a hit to your mental health and your self-esteem and just the way you see yourself. So let me go back real quick to being spread thin, right? So real quick, I'm on YouTube. Love YouTube. This is about to be my favorite girl. Like, I'm not even joking. This is my favorite girl because I love long form content. I also love talking to y'all and connecting with y'all. And I just feel like this is the most personable. Y'all get to really know me, see me. You want to watch this if you click this. And I love it. I love it. And I'm here for it. And I'm so grateful, big grateful, never the little one. But I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube Shorts. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Insta Stories. I'm on Threads. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok Stories. I'm on TikTok Live. I'm doing too much. And now I'm starting a Patreon where I'm going to be cooking and talking about things. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much and I'm not being really for real with myself. I'm doing too much. I just finished 75 Hard. Y'all know that. Y'all know I just finished 75 Hard. And it was all about eating better, living better, doing better, showing up better. And I recognized at the end of 75 Hard, even though I had so much more energy, I feel like my mental health plummeted. Like my mental health was in the basement. And yes, you can eat good, work out, move your body, have creative hobbies. But if you are not tuning into your mental health, if you are not consistently meditating or praying or journaling or audio journaling or doing certain mirror work, it will take a toll on the way that you think and your emotional health. And I just haven't been feeling that healthy. With doing 75 Hard, I was constantly showing everybody, look at me, I'm doing it. Look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm doing it. Doing too much. And that's really a lot to like show up for yourself, consistently show up for social media every single day. And it's getting to a point where being perceived is really starting to just like strip me away from myself. And I don't like that. It's actually getting me so emotional. I don't like that. And I don't know if anybody else can relate to this. I don't know if any other content creators can relate to this, but seldom do I get dressed up, look pretty, put my makeup on, do my hair, and take pictures and don't post it. Seldom do I go out to eat by myself and just don't post it. Seldom am I present when I'm walking. Seldom am I just looking at the trees, just looking. I'm always on my phone. Right now, my screen time is nasty work. Nasty work. I just checked my screen time. It was 15 hours a day. So that means that I'm getting up and I'm immediately jumping on my phone. And no, I do have a morning routine, but right after that morning routine, it's on the phone. It's replying to comments, replying to emails, showing up, editing. If I'm not editing, I'm posting, I'm creating a caption. I'm making sure that I'm always talking to everybody. I'm looking at other stories. I'm engaging with other content creators. I'm consistently in a flow of engagement, of external validation, of interacting with so many other people. I'm not present and I'm not interacting with myself enough. And it's weird, like, because even when I'm not creating content and I'm not recording things, I am not present because I'm thinking I should be recording this. So many times I'm in hot yoga, I'm in hot Pilates, or I see something and I'm like, oh my God, like sometimes I feel like, is it real? Did I really see this? Because I didn't take a picture, because I didn't show everybody, because I didn't get everybody's opinion. Like it gets weird. It gets weird. And it's really starting to take a toll on me in a way that I just feel like I don't even know if I can describe all the way. And a part of me doesn't want to sound ungrateful. I don't want to sound ungrateful because no funny, if I walk into a room of 60K people, I will be like, y'all here for me? Y'all here for me? If I was to walk into my TikTok space and be like, 100K, y'all here for me? I would be jumping through the roof. I would be so excited. And I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for the platform that I built. I'm so grateful that I showed up and showed out. I'm so grateful that I have influence. And most importantly, I have impact. I have impact. I encourage people to step into healthier versions of themselves. And I'm so grateful for that. But I feel like it is taken away from me stepping into the healthiest version of myself. So to go back to the different relationships that I've been in, if I'm being quite honest, I don't think I would have been in my 6-year relationship for as long as I was without social media, if I'm being serious, because being on social media kind of distracts you from certain parts of yourself because I'm consistently being perceived. So for an example, going back to like not wearing makeup, not dressing up just for myself, right? I know that I'm gorgeous. Like the idea of it, I know that I'm gorgeous. And I know that I'm also beautiful on the inside out. But I feel more beautiful when people constantly tell me that I am. Like it's like different dopamine hits, like and you just eating and you're engaging with it. It is becoming a part of your diet. So I just feel like, well, I think that I look good without anyone's opinion. What would it be like to like look pretty for no one else but just me? What would it look like for me to have a secret with myself? What would it look like for me to not ask anyone or expect anyone else's opinion? I don't know. And I think that also goes back to the theme of my life right now, the theme of my season, which is who am I uninterrupted? Without anyone's opinion, without anyone's validation, who am I? How do I really ultimately feel about myself? Because I feel like I like my life because everyone else likes my life. I know. It sounds so bad. It sounds so crazy. And I'm actually cringing on the inside when I say this. But I feel like I love my life because it's perceived in a way that is so lovable. Like, oh my gosh, she eats good in Mexico. She works out in Mexico. She lives in Mexico. She's learning Spanish. Aprendiendo español mucho. Like, it's things like that I'm like, oh, this is fly. This is fly because everybody else is saying it's fly. It's fly but at the same time, I am happy. Like I'm very, very happy with my life, but I just don't know if I would be happier if I wasn't consistently showing people how happy I am, So it's just a matter of like getting clear on what really makes me happy and perceiving my life through my own lens. Because right now I perceive my life through a lens, through a camera, through a phone, through what people have to say about me and not through my own ideas of myself. And that's actually embarrassing when you think about it for too long. But the majority of my 20s, because I've been on social media for 12 years, so all of my 20s and also about to be my mid 30s, it's constantly been people's opinions shaping the idea that I have of myself and of my life. So I know for a fact if I would have took more breaks, or I know for a fact if I would have been more present and doing more healing and spiritual work, I would have never been in that 6-year relationship like that. Or the 3-year one, or the one before that. Cause I would have just been able to read the room a little bit like, this is not fitting. This is not fitting. This is not in alignment with who I am or my purpose or fulfillment or joy or alignment. Like this just is not hitting on all cylinders the way I think romance should be hitting. And I also think like, because he is still my friend now, so it's nothing wrong with him. But I also think like, do I even like guys, if I'm being honest? And this could be a hot topic. It could be a hot topic and I won't really talk about it too much. But like, sometimes I do think like, if they didn't choose me, would I have chose them? Like, because I'm always reacting to people. I'm always reacting. I'm reacting to the followers, to the comments, to the brands. I'm reacting. I'm responding. What would it look like for me to be proactive? What would it look like for me to be the one to chase a little bit? It will be able to show me what it is that I really want and who I really am. And sometimes I get like a little embarrassed because I'm like, I'm in my 30s and I'm still figuring this out. I'm in my 30s and I'm still like, what's important to me? Even though I know it's important to me, I wonder if it would be important to me if I didn't have anyone else's opinion. Would it? Like, would it? So I don't know. I kind of did not want this to get too emotional because I just want to be honest with y'all. And I just want to be vulnerable about certain things and like just keep it a $150 with y'all. Keep it a stackioso. Like I just wanted to be honest. And I feel like this is a part of vulnerability and honesty about being a content creator, about being a holistic nutritionist. And I am eager to like kind of pivot up out of that. But you know what's so funny? Ariana just posted this. She's just like, I got to get off social media for my mental health, just for clarity. Like I got to get off social media. And when I first read it, I seen so many comments that was just like, she should have never been whatever the comments was. It was a whole bunch of negative comments, but I also can really relate to no longer wanting to be perceived. No longer wanting to be consistently thought about or commented on or everything. Like it's very overwhelming. And pros and cons, because one thing my therapist always says is when you live by the cheers, you die by the booze. So pros and cons. So when everyone is always like, oh, I love her life. Oh my God, look at this. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. It's easy to be like, hey, who's rooting for me? Who's rooting for me? Who's rooting for me? But when they not, and they're like, oh, you're the salad girl, or oh, the green dress, or oh, this, oh, that, oh, it's easy to feel broken and to feel like shattered and to feel like, oh, wait, I got to pick up the pieces of my life. And I don't want that. Like, I want to be the one to be able to determine like what I'm cheering for and what's going to tear me down. I want to choose like how I feel about my own life and my own decisions. And it's sometimes hard to do that when you're receiving 200 comments a day. 200 comments a day. It's very overwhelming. So I don't know. I'm starting to feel like this next season just looks like me getting quiet, getting silent. So I've decided to do a very personal journey of 75 Hard. It's going to be very personal. I'm not even going to post every single day about it. Nothing like that. Like I'm actually not posting about it at all. This is where we talk about this. But I'm starting my own journey called 75 Hard, the mental health edition, where it looks like every single day, no matter what, I am meditating. I'm meditating for 15 minutes and then I'm doing EFT tapping for 10 minutes. I'm stretching for 10 minutes. I'm reading for 20 minutes. I'm journaling for 20 minutes. And the last thing is audio journaling for 10 minutes. Because I also have been feeling like I haven't been very intentional with social media or let me say this, I haven't been as intentional as I want to be with social media. I want to have my content planned out a month out. I want to show up and be very intentional with my time, my energy, and most importantly, my speech. Because like I was saying, I was drinking a little bit over the weekend and I'm just like, I was on Insta story like, oh my God, I love Houston. Houston is amazing. All the women here are so beautiful. Oh my God. What are you doing? Why are you not talking about healing or holistic nutrition or what you ate in Houston or the highlights of traveling or why we all need to be stepping into traveling, why we all need to be stepping into changing our environment, why we all need to be stepping into a better diet and paying attention to what foods and what cities give us energy and which ones take it away? Why am I talking about how beautiful the women are? Why am I talking about how it's an unwalkable city? That's what I was saying. I was like, I love Houston, but it's an unwalkable city. And then you see somebody like, yo, where you from? You sound like a Yankee. I'm like, what's a Yankee? Why am I doing all that? Like, if you saw it, you saw it. But if you didn't, you didn't. I'm so grateful that you did. But I don't know, like it just got me in my feelings. Like I'm not as intentional with my speech as I want to be, especially getting into an argument with somebody that I deeply care about. Granted, like my feelings were very real and I don't want to take away from that because like my feelings are valid and I was having a very, very real experience. But I think that my delivery and the way I was like demanding someone to like listen to me and like me and show up, like it's a little emotionally manipulative and I can recognize that. And I don't know if we'll ever talk again. I don't even know if they're watching this. I don't know if we'll ever talk again. I'm praying that we talk again and I'm praying that she forgives me. But basically what I'm trying to ultimately say is that drinking has, not even only drinking, like showing up and being so unintentional with my speech. I want to pause more. That's one thing that I will say, like Mexico has been also helping me with, like slowing down. But I want to do more than slow down. Like I want to pause more, pause before I speak, because I recognize I am talkative. And I'm also trying to like find the ebb and flow between it being my personality and me just being talkative and expressive, and me just talking too much just for the sake of talking. And I think one thing that helps with that the most is just being a better listener. Being a better listener, because I also am a great listener, but I can be a better listener. That's for starters, being a better listener. Second is pausing before I talk, because if I'm being quite honest, and I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but I find so much intimacy in talking. Communication feels intimate to me. Like I literally can feel closer to someone through a high mileage intentional conversation. If the conversation is intentional and we vibing and I'm laughing and I'm growing and I'm getting inspired and I'm learning things about you, I feel deeply connected to you. And I recognize that sometimes talking too much forces intimacy in a way that it doesn't allow a slow burn. It doesn't, and it's so many things that I got to reflect on. Like, why am I so eager to connect with people? Why am I so eager for connection from outside sources? Why am I so eager to just talk and talk and talk and listen and listen and engage and communicate? And like, why? Why am I not just being a little more quiet? I don't know if an Aries or a fire sign can relate to this, but just why am I not being a little bit more quiet? I don't love that. And I think it's also very okay to not love certain parts of yourself, but be eager to change that. Be eager to self-reflect. Be eager to step into more self-awareness. But that's how I've been feeling, y'all. I'm really like, crashing out will really show you what you need to work on. Crashing out, and I definitely crashed out, and I didn't even say anything too out of pocket. Like I wasn't even going crazy, but I definitely was saying things in a way that sober me or kind, loving, supportive, nurturing, caring me would have said it in a much gentle way. Or I just feel like one thing that I don't do is exercise certain boundaries with people, especially people that I really care about. Like the boundaries is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Like I don't have as many boundaries. So I feel like because I don't have boundaries, when certain things are happening to me, or I feel like someone is taking advantage of me, or I feel like I'm not getting what I need back, a part of me just felt old. Like you owe me that. And nobody owes you anything. That's one thing this weekend told me, is nobody owes me anything. I owe myself. I owe myself to hang up, to walk away, to step into more self-respect, to just step into more self-respect. Nobody owes me that. I owe me that. I owe me that. Like, and I don't know if y'all need to hear this, but you owe you that. You owe you that. So that's really another like layer to this. And I feel like I'm kind of going everywhere. Like I'm talking about boundaries, self-respect, talking too much, connection through intimacy through communication. I know it probably sounds like a lot, but it is all related, and it is all relative to consistently engaging with other people all of the time. And I have no idea what it's like to just engage with myself. I've always been in a relationship. I've always been on social media. I've always had friends and everything else. Like, what would it look like for Ariel to engage with Ariel and Ariel only? Just for a little while. Because granted, I do need to make some money. So hopefully, I don't know if y'all see this, if my social channels are back up, but I need to tune in with self. And it's really hard to do that when I'm showing everyone that I'm tuning in with self. You know what I mean? So it's just things like that. And I'm surprised I didn't cry. I'm surprised I didn't cry yet. But, so real quick, I also wrote down some notes, right? I wrote down, I don't know what it's like to exist without thinking everything is content. We kind of talked about that earlier today, but I find that to be very, very important to bring back up, because it's hard for your experiences to feel real. To feel like, sometimes I feel like I had a good day, but then I'm like, did I really have a good day? Because I didn't tell anybody I had a good day. What? Seriously. Seriously, that's how it feels. It's just wild. But I want to say something else. When you don't pause and when you're just consistently talking, I think that it takes away from honoring a level of like intuition and honoring discernment. Because sometimes I often feel like when I'm done hanging out with someone, I'm like, damn, I talk too much. My battery died. Just as I was saying, I talk too much. But basically what I'm trying to say is sometimes when we're talking too much or we're just so eager to connect with people, it kind of strips us away from being able to read the room and being able to honor more discernment around what we're saying and who we are speaking to. Because one thing about it is when we're listening more, people tend to tell us everything that we need to know. Everything. You can see the way they think, the way they respond to things. You can see where their character lies, like where their sense of morale is. Like you can see a lot about a person when you just be quiet and listen to them. And I just feel like sometimes talking too much kind of strips me away from my discernment or just consistently getting fed certain things. So another thing I've been thinking about too, and I don't know if y'all can relate to this, but I've been thinking about my different love languages, right? So one of my main love languages is words of affirmation. And I'm just trying to think like, would that be my love language if I wasn't a social media creator, if I wasn't a content creator, if I wasn't just always in the limelight, if I wasn't always talking? Would words of affirmation be my love language? Maybe yes, but maybe no. Growing up, it was. Growing up, if I'm being honest, my parents consistently spoke life into me. They consistently wanted to ask me about my day. They wanted me to talk. They wanted me to engage. My parents nurtured me into being a talker. Like we had to sit down and eat as a family every single night between Sundays and Thursdays, but almost every single night we had to sit down and eat as a family. So I do feel like that kind of fostered me into being like very talkative and very expressive as young, but I don't know if I would require that from people if I wasn't consistently on social media, consistently engaging, consistently consuming. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And I'm also just like, am I okay if I don't get my words of affirmation? Am I okay? Why is it that I don't feel liked if I'm not getting that? So it's certain things like that. Like I've been flowing in between. You like what you like. You are who you are. Honor that. Honor her. Or step into like giving yourself words of affirmation and seeing if you start speaking your own love language to yourself, do you require it from people? Do you require it? Because that's another thing. I don't love that in this season. I'm requiring things from people. I feel like anything anybody gives us should just be an add-on, a plus. Like it should just be like the icing on the cake, not really the inside of the cake. So, and I hate cake, so I don't even know why I use that analogy. I hate cake. It should be like the fruit on top of the oatmeal. Love that. Love that. The oatmeal still gonna bang, but the fruit on top of it, yeah, the coconut flakes, yeah, the seeds, the nuts, the walnuts, yeah. Like that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Okay. Oh, and I just want to focus on YouTube. So next steps, I really want to focus on YouTube and creating community. So what that looks like is like having monthly workshops or bi-weekly workshops where we talk about our wellness goals. So we're talking about plant-based eating. We're talking about gut health. We're talking about emotional eating. We're talking about movement, creative hobbies, communities, things that light us up and feed our lives, mind, body, soul. So I'm so eager to connect and have workshops with y'all. And I'm also so eager to start a Patreon where we're cooking while we're also talking about how to eat better, how to meal think, how to food shop, how to organize your meals, just how to step into eating better in the most practical ways. Because a lot of chefs will show you how to cook. No problem. But I want to show you how to eat, how to live, how to food shop, how to show up for yourself, how to have better habits that allow you to cultivate better eating habits. You know what I mean? So it's things like that. Like it's a little different, but it's very, very important. So that's what I'm stepping into, y'all. Tell me what y'all think about that. Would y'all be down to join my Patreon? It'll be something like this, but a little bit more personal and just imagine food. So we're going to also be eating and cooking together too. Tell me if y'all going to be into that. I don't know what I want to call it yet, but definitely that's something I'm very interested in. Also my ebooks. I'm working on an ebook right now. It's called Food and Feelings, and I cannot wait to show y'all it. It's probably going to be out by the time y'all watch this, but it's all about emotional eating and feeding your life from the inside out. I'm just so excited about that, for real. So yeah, I say all this to say that I am taking a real break. I am focusing on healing myself, mind, body, soul. I am focusing on the things that I lack and the things that I don't love about myself. How can I start to accept them and step into more love and forgiveness around that? Also, I want to really focus on like stepping into loving myself holistically. And it is so ugly. And it's honestly so uncomfortable having to look at the parts of yourself that you are like, ooh, I don't know how, no. It's uncomfortable and it doesn't feel good. And healing isn't always kumbaya, let's meditate and work out. Sometimes healing is you did that and that wasn't cool. Real shit. It's actually really hurtful looking at certain parts of yourself and you're like, yeah, I definitely see why they left me. But it teaches us so much. And it teaches us how to be better for the next person, for the next friend, for the next relationship. It just does. But y'all, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for y'all. I'm so grateful. And please keep me in your thoughts and your prayers. I will be showing up on YouTube because I just love y'all. We love each other. I will be showing up here. Woo! If you are looking for ways to help and support, this way I can show up and fully indulge into self-healing. This way I can come back to social media more energetic, more vibrant, more fulfilled. Please check out my website. I offer holistic nutrition consultations. I offer workshops. I offer tons of ebooks centered around plant-based eating, skin health, gut health, journal prompts, 75 hard, 75 soft. Please check out my website. Please support the ebooks. Please, please, please. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Thank you for watching this to the end. Please just think of me. Please like, share, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. This is like a vulnerable, sticky topic. I'm not all hyped as I usually am, but this is also another side of me that is real and it's authentic and it's ultimately like who I am. So y'all, thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all so much. Big, 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 big love. Not the little one. Not the little one. Not the little one.